Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. I'm GetGoodGuy, and yesterday I received a pretty hate-filled, insulting, and overall negative message. The content of this message was basically saying that my clips are bad, my information is misleading, and that my content is poor. And so today I want to clarify a few things to make sure we're all on the same page here. This isn't about making myself feel better or making myself feel worse. It's about making sure that you guys feel like I am and have always been honest and are aware of what I'm actually trying to produce for you. As I really don't want to be misleading anyone, I truly try to make great content for you guys. So I'm going to need your feedback in the comment section today, probably more than any other video before. I need to make sure I'm giving you guys what you expect to receive, and to make sure that I'm someone you actually want to watch with all of the facts at your disposal. So let's kick this off with the main points this person raised. And I want to make it clear that, however misguided their way of approaching the matter was, they truly do think they're correct, and they also had some valid points if you mistake my content for something it's not. Also, this player is far better at the game than I, as it seems that what they call competitive gaming has been a focus of their life for some time. Their KD is over 6, I believe, so they're an exceptional player, just so you all understand where this is coming from. So the bones of his argument was that I'm not actually good at the game, and I'm thus not qualified to give you guys tips. Also that my information is incorrect, my clips are bad, and I only do this for the money. Plus some other stuff that I feel they misunderstood, but there's no point me getting into that here, as I didn't even get into it with them when I was talking directly to them. So let's go for I'm not actually good at the game. Okay, so I want to make sure that we're all crystal clear here. I'm as good or bad at the game as you decide I am. You personally, the person that's watching the video. You can look at my stats at battlefieldtracker.com, as I've encouraged you to do before. I play on Xbox One and my gamer tag is YT space GetGoodGuy. I'll also link to the site in the description, and you can then also obviously watch my gameplay on this channel in order to form a rounded opinion. At the same time, maybe it doesn't matter to you how good or bad I am at the game because you enjoy the content, which really is the main thing I'm going for here, but that's by the by for this specific focus. If we're talking about how good I am at the game, well, this is my first Battlefield title, and I personally think I'm doing a pretty good job, all things considered, better than I expected to do when I picked the game up. I have an infantry kill death ratio of 3.16, which puts me in the top 0.6% of players on my platform, and I'd say that's good. To say it isn't would be to essentially insult anyone below that, which is almost everyone playing the game. Now, my score per minute and kills per minute are probably my weakest stats. They're decent, but not amazing. My score per minute puts me in the top 20% of players. Some of you guys will know that it used to be a huge amount lower, and I've pulled this up to double where it once was. So I'm happy with it now, and this means that I'm generally playing at a far higher score per minute than that average stat, because that's the only way I could be increasing it at this rate. You can decide if you think that's good. You can decide if I'm qualified enough for you to watch my content. But essentially, I'm, to use a term that this individual used, a pubstar. I'm not a pro. I've never pretended to be any better than I am. I've never pretended to be a competitive player. I'm a pubstar or a pub stomper, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm someone that goes into public lobbies and generally beats your average player. You can decide if that's good enough for you. Moving on, next we have my information is wrong. Well, the information I give you guys is generally from Simthic.com, so I'm referencing the direct coding of the game, which means I feel I can stand besides the quantitative side of my content with confidence. And if I become aware that I've made an error, then I generally state it in my pinned comment on that video. I don't always use every stat for shorter videos because it bogs down the content. Sometimes some of the stats don't entirely support my overall opinion of the weapon, but enough of the other ones do to such an extent that I feel happy making my points with enough statistical evidence behind them. Now, the qualitative side of the video, i.e. my opinion, is obviously always up for debate. I state in almost every video of a reviewing nature that it is my opinion, and then ask you guys what you think. You can disagree and should disagree if you think I'm wrong. That's perfectly fine, and I support it. It's important to keep in mind that what I'm saying is almost always in reference to your average game of BF1, your average players, not a hardcore competitive experience. Do not take everything 100% literally that I say. This seems obvious, but you know, I feel like I've got to say this now just to make sure. And that's especially important if you're considering it from a competitive standpoint. For example, me saying the BAR telescopic breaks the meta is a loosely used term. Again, I feel like we're all aware of this, but I don't mean that it's a god gun that for some reason everyone isn't using. I don't mean that using it against the best weapons that the game has to offer will see you prevail in a competitive situation. That's why the meta is the meta. I'm simply saying that the BAR telescopic allows me to do what other LMGs don't, in my personal opinion, from a casual standpoint of loading up BF one and jumping in to have some fun. We can add to this that the person pointed out that I'm sometimes talking about weapons that I don't have many kills with. This is correct. Again, I don't claim to be a master of these weapons. I throw stuff on, have some fun, give my opinion, and try to make an entertaining video for you guys. And again, I think we all understand this considering I generally put out 5 to 7 videos a week. You know, I couldn't possibly have many server stars on every weapon and have done a ridiculous amount of research and still be putting out that many videos. I'm trying to entertain you guys whilst having a solid amount of validity in the points I'm making. That's my main aim, and I hope I do that well. So now what about the statements that my clips are bad? Well, that's up to you to decide really. This was in reference to my use of single kills through some of the video when I do reviews or when I'm just talking about a non-specific subject. As I've stated in other videos, I do this for 2 reasons. Firstly, I feel like it provides a nice high tempo for the video whilst telling the basic tale of what I did in the game I was playing. The aim is to provide some form of enjoyable, aesthetically pleasing background footage while you listen to what I'm saying. I'm not trying to make some super impressive montage, you know? I would think that's obvious, but I have to check. Secondly, the clips aren't cherry-picked for quality in the review videos. They're an accurate representation of what I did with the weapon and what I feel like you can achieve with the weapon. I do it on purpose. It's not designed to necessarily be impressive. It's designed to be honest, as all of my content is. It's again up to you if you find this entertaining or not. And finally, let's hit upon I'm only doing this for the money. I truly hope you guys don't think this is the case. I talked about this recently, but I'll reiterate it here. I started this channel whilst I was still going through university education and working part-time. I was pushing myself to the point of ill health at one point by trying to produce as much content as I could while still juggling those 2 other demanding factors. And I did that when the channel was making absolutely no money. And now, the only reason I'm able to do this full-time is because of my Patreon supporters. I still make barely anything from this channel. I live on an extremely small amount of money and could potentially be earning a lot more if I decided to follow up my dance degree with an attempt to get into the performance industry, which some of my friends are already in. So please, don't think I'm just doing this for the money, as it really couldn't be further from the truth. So with all of these points covered, I truly hope you all now know exactly who I am, what my ability level is, and what I try to provide for you. I don't want anyone to be misled. I try to be honest, and I try to make the content as entertaining as I can. So please let me know if I'm doing a good or a bad job. How can I improve? Am I letting you down? Is this what you want? I may do reviews and stuff on this channel, but I'm not a data analyst. I'm not a pro player. I'm not an esports coach. I'm a Pubstar apparently. I'm an entertainer, and I hope I'm entertaining you. Please let me know. Let's quickly go over to the Board of Awesome. Thanks so much to you guys. It means the world to me. It really does. It means more than you probably even imagine. If you want to join them on the Board of Awesome, then the link to the Patreon page will be in the description and in my pinned comment. Donations can start as low as $1 a month, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for all the positivity I get from this community. I appreciate it so very much. I'm GetGoodGuy, and I'll see you next time. Laters.